Ben, let's talk about what gifts we're getting our entrepreneur friends.
Friends, you can turn this off.
Welcome to the Friday Habit with Benjamin Manley and Mark Labriola II.
The Friday Habit is for creators, entrepreneurs, and agency owners looking for actionable ideas on how to grow their business and be more profitable.
We'll pull from our combined knowledge of over 20 years and interview thought leaders that will inspire you and give you the motivation you need to kick your business into high gear. Buckle up. It's Friday. Oh, am I full? I mean, I was eating a lot of Thanksgiving turkey yesterday.
I bet you were. Hey, speaking of that, I have a quick question for you.
Okay.
Would you rather eat your entire Thanksgiving meal with just your hands, or would you rather do that,
Okay.
or have to open all of your Christmas presents using a fork?
Oh man, I guess am I alone while eating with just my hands, or do I have to be at the Thanksgiving dinner table?
I mean, would you rather just go take your meal into the other room and eat alone with your hands in the closet or something?
That is a very good question. Opening your presents with a fork wouldn't be so bad. And now it's like, as an adult, I get like 3 gifts, So.
Yeah, but okay, let's say you can't touch the present with your hands. You have only a fork.
Oh, like Edward Scissorhands, but with forks.
Imagine like that plastic packaging, that's like so hard to open even with a knife. You would probably never open your present. Like maybe you can have 2 forks, one in each hand. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah, I mean, I would say probably eat my whole meal with my hands. I mean, that seems kind of natural.
Yeah, I think that would work. I mean, what about like stuffing and gravy? Would you eat your mashed potatoes and gravy that way?
Yeah, I might do like a pinch technique. In some cultures, they kind of eat their food like with little pinchers. Like their 3 fingers and thumb, and you like pinch the food and you scoop it up in the gravy and eat it, or you use a roll as the vehicle to scoop up the mashed potatoes and gravy.
Now we're talking. Yeah, I see the strategy.
There's techniques, all right.
Okay.
If I was gonna use my hands to eat, I got ways.
Okay, I like that. I would probably just adjust what I ate based on the fact that I wasn't using a fork. I would just choose food that I could eat.
I'll do the turkey leg today.
Exactly. All right. I want to say thanks to, I know who you are, who wrote this review. Adam, thank you for this review. Mark, I don't think you've heard what they said yet, so I'm just going to read this to you.
Yeah.
Don't take any of this the wrong way. I'm sure this has no innuendo to it. So the name of this review is Eargasm. Explosive information to grow your business. Full of gratuitous, titillating tidbits that will leave you feeling satisfied and slightly off balance. Place this into your ear and submit to the insights.
Wow, I love that.
I think Adam is testing our promise that we'll read every review on the show, and we came through.
Gratuitous, titillating tidbits.
Yep.
That's
Adam,
fantastic.
You win, and so classy. Thank you for that review.
That's right. And if you think you can top Adam's review, please go ahead. Go to iTunes and leave us a review, or you can even leave us a voicemail too. People can just record right into their telephones and email us a voice recording that potentially could make it onto the air here.
Yeah, you can send it right to hello@thefridayhabit.com. All right, Mark. Today we're talking about cool stuff that we've gotten before, and things that we think that other people might like to know about that they could get their entrepreneur friends.
Exactly. With Christmas around the bend here, Thanksgiving has just ended and it is Black Friday. You may be listening to this as you're waiting in line at Best Buy to get that great deal on a TV, or, maybe you've camped out overnight to get your favorite bottle of whiskey that only gets released on this day. Well, we have some ideas that you can put into your bank to potentially surprise and delight an entrepreneur friend or loved one,
or even a client. Maybe maybe you have a client that you can send this to too.
Totally. So let's see here. Why don't you go ahead? What gift number 1? What do you got?
This one,
and you can find links to these gifts in our show notes. So if you're like, what are they talking about? Just head over to thefridayhabit.com or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and right there in the show notes, you can click on these links and boom, they'll take you to Amazon or wherever these places are.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. So my first one, I kind of went in price order here. So I'm starting with the least expensive. So I love a company called Mir, M-I-I-R, Mir water bottles and drinkware. They do other stuff like for wine and stuff too, but I personally just love their water bottles. Super minimal design, mostly just black and white. They have a few color options too, but so minimal, so beautiful. They're all vacuum. What is it called? Vacuum.
Like
insulated.
Like yeah,
they're like vacuum insulated. So that
3 layers of protection.
It's crazy. Like how they, you're just going back. I feel like after Adam's review, everything's going to be like, now my mind's heading the wrong direction.
Adam, thanks, bro.
Thanks, man. Good. Appreciate that. So yeah, vacuum insulated basically keeps your drink warm or cool for, way longer. I mean, there's a lot of bottles that do this now, but one thing I really love about them, first of all, the design is super, super minimal. Second of all, they have a great cause, I think, that they're supporting. So they actually have each bottle, when you buy it, on the bottom, it has something called a give code, and you can input the code that's on the bottom of your bottle into their website, and it actually shows a freshwater project that they're working on around the world, and you can track which project that you help them with, basically, when you purchase your bottle. So I think they've given, like, on their website, it said $1.5 million granted to different organizations that are helping with clean water and stuff. So pretty cool that when you give a gift, it's also helping the world too.
Double threat gift.
Exactly.
I love Mir as well. I'm a huge fan. I have a water bottle that I rave about, and also I have two different kinds of like coffee like mugs, like a short one that's like 12 or 16 ounces, I think, which I love, and then I also have like a camping mug, which is great. So yeah, and even though I have all these things, I got the water bottle, the coffee mugs, the travel mug. If someone sent me one of these for Christmas, I would still be like, yes, another Mir product.
I know. I'll admit it. I have a black one and a white one, and I just ordered another black one that's slightly larger. I can't help it.
You can't stop.
Can't have too many Mirs. I mean, and the other cool thing is, not only are you helping other people get fresh water, but if you use your water bottle like reusable, then you're not wasting all that plastic on.
You're also saving the planet.
So hey, feel good, triple threat.
That's right.
There you go.
Well, my first one is a little pricey, and I actually recently did a review of this mic. You can actually head over to Brand Viva Media on YouTube and check out my thoughts about it. But it's actually a pretty decent mic. It is $250, so this has got to be somebody you're super close with, and you're like, oh, they've been looking for a mic, and this would be a good option. So this is a podcasting mic. It actually came out by Shure. It's the MV7. And it's a neat little guy. It has XLR inputs on it as well as USB. So you're able to directly connect it to your computer and start recording your podcast like right out of the gate. It also has some decent software that comes with it. So depending on your environment and how you're using the mic, you can adjust things in software, and so it'll automatically like change the settings on the mic. So I feel like it's a pretty decent mid-level mic. At $250, there's obviously a lot of cheap options out there like $60, $100. But as far as like a decent mid-level, the build quality is great on it, and it's a fun little mic. And it kind of throws back to the mics that you and I use on the show, these SM7Bs made by Shure as well. It kind of nods to that in the design of the mic itself. So that's my gift recommendation. That's my most expensive one. So
I feel like that's a good one. Let's say you have a client that's starting a podcast or has a podcast, and you're like, man, the quality could be so much better. I mean, not to insult them or anything, but you can shoot them a mic and they would probably love it. I mean, the cool thing about that is you can plug it into any computer pretty much. So it's not like they have to buy extra hardware and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it even has a headphone output on the mic, so you just plug your headphones into the mic, and you get zero latency recording and feedback. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
All right, my next one is the CRKT, which is Columbia River Knife and Tool. They're a knife company, but this is actually a pen that they make, the CRKT Techliner pen. It's kind of it's a tactical pen a little bit, but it's not like a crazy over the top tactical pen. It's pretty minimalist. And the thing I love about it is it has the tip of the pen, or the lid basically is magnetic. So you pop it on one side, pop it on the other side, and it does have this space pen refill in it. It's a nice, really nice. It can, write anywhere and all that kind of stuff. So I just love the design of that one, and it's $60. So definitely expensive for a pen. But it's a really nice gift because, that's a pen is something people use so often that it's kind of nice to have a good one. And it's not one of those things that you'd probably buy yourself. But if you give it as a gift, I think people really appreciate having a nice pen.
Yeah. And when you and I were hanging out last month, you had it with you, and it's almost like a fidget toy too, because it's got that magnet on it. So there's something very gratifying about like snapping the magnet, onto it. It's like, it's just fun to play with. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. My next one is a lot more affordable, but it's something that I use all the time, and it's a Bluetooth sleeping mask. So I usually go to bed before. Oh yeah.
What is this?
It's awesome. It's got these flat speakers in them, and then it connects to your phone, your device, and it allows you to kind of listen to either music or some other type of maybe it's an audiobook or something like that as you fall asleep. You could put on a book, or you and I talk about the app Portal all the time, where you can put on some like sounds that are just very relaxing, and it helps you fall asleep faster. And so this mask's like $20. I got it on Amazon, but I've been using it for like a year and a half now.
Wow.
And I go to sleep before my wife does, and sometimes she's like in the room, like with the lights on doing stuff. So I just pop on my sleep mask, put on my audio book, a little 20-minute timer on there, and then boom, I'm falling asleep and loving it. So that is a fun gift, and it's practical.
Yeah, that's super handy. I love that. I think you actually told me about that. I had forgotten when you said mask. I forgot it had like the integrated headphones. That's really cool.
Yeah, it's nice. Once again, it's handy. For me, I'm either reading a book or needing to turn my brain off because I'm just thinking about business or a email that a client sent or something like that, and it's like, all right, I need to focus my brain on something else. And so having the ability to block out all light and then also have some audio coming in, whether that's relaxing or educational, I find it awesome.
That's awesome. Okay, this is my last one. It is the Ember mug. This was given to me by my buddy Joel. I think he ordered two. He ordered one and he got sent two. So one was for his wife and he gave me the extra one, and now he regrets not keeping it for himself. So thanks, buddy. I appreciate that.
That's awesome.
But this is it's funny. Like I would never buy this for myself, but having it spoils you. So it's basically a mug that keeps your drink warm, and it has an app that connects to it through Bluetooth. So basically, it's so funny. The app has like control over exact temperature, and you can actually control. There's a little light on the mug too that when you pick it up, it turns on, so you can identify. If you have more than one Ember mug in your house, it has its own unique LED light color, so you can change the color of the light on it from your app. You can change the drink temperature. So basically, if you want to keep your tea at an exact temperature, you just set that ahead of time, and then your tea will never get cold. I think that it lasts for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that.
Wow.
But basically you can sip your tea for an hour or more, and it always stays at the exact right temperature. And that sounds like the most first world problem ever. And it really is.
Like, my mug ran out of batteries.
And it really is. But that's what's kind of fun about the gift is that it's so simple that once you set it, you don't have to like connect your app every time and do stuff. It just kind of stays at the last setting that you had it on. So you can just use it like an extra mug, but it's magic, that when you have your drink in it, it stays warm. Joy in our office, Joel's wife is Joy, and she works for me, and she uses it pretty much, I'd say, every day, especially in the fall, kind of winter. And she loves it. And when the battery dies, it makes her sad. So I'd say it's pretty rare though. It stays charged pretty good. It has a little coaster that you keep plugged in, and you just kind of sit on that coaster. You don't have to like plug it in. It just sits on the coaster to charge. But yeah, it's really nice. It's like $129, so it's not not cheap for a mug, but it's such a cool gift because if you get it, you just feel so spoiled. And so it feels like super fancy to have like a crazy mug that
Yeah.
keep, and everybody asks you about it because you look at it like it's so minimal, but also it's high tech. So people will ask you like, what is that? So and it could
Got
be,
LEDs.
yeah, it could be a good client gift too, because one thing fun about client gifts is get somebody something where they feel spoiled and also where other people ask them about it. So then they're telling other people about your business, and about you. And so it can kind of increase referrals and stuff too, if you're doing it for that reason. If not, I mean, it's just a fun gift to give. So that's the Ember mug.
I love that. That looks like something that would be a good conversation piece too,
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have a travel mug or something like that?
Mm-hmm.
All right, my last one is a personalized leather field notes sleeve. So I write on these little tiny field notes made by Moleskine. They're like a little tiny notebook I can kind of fit in my pocket. And I found this really cool leather sleeve that you can actually customize. So for $30, and it holds a pen and some business cards, and you can kind of carry it around with you. And when you have an idea, you can kind of jot it down, and then easily replace that little field notes paper fill, whatever that is called. I don't know what it's called. Yeah, little notebook, your mini notebook.
That's awesome. I have one of those tiny ones too, like a really small craft paper style moleskin. I carry that around, and Savannah in the office makes fun of me because my notebook's so small. She like laughs at it. She's like, "Yeah, your notebook is so small." Savannah, that's right. I'm calling you out. And when I was in Colorado visiting you, I took a picture of you sitting on the log with your tiny little notebook, and I sent it to her. I was like, "See, it's not just me. It's awesome because you can keep it in your pocket."
Exactly. That's what I like about it. They always say, I use my iPhone a lot, and I use Day One app, to jot some ideas down. They kind of stay and they're searchable, which is great. But there is just something about having a notepad and a pen and just writing stuff down. I like that.
Yeah, no, I love it. Man, I feel like these are great.
Yeah, I think one other thing, if the entrepreneur in your life is a Mac user, maybe you just buy them an Apple gift card, and then they can buy this app called Solver 3, which is a great app that you turned me on to, Ben.
Yes, that's a good one.
And it is an app. It essentially I don't know, how would you explain it? It allows you to essentially type in words to create calculations.
Yeah, it's I would say it's like like in school you have like those word problems. You have to like solve word problems. Yeah. It's almost like it's like a notepad with a calculator built in where you can kind of like type out word problems and it kind of helps you solve them, sort of, in a way. Or it's an alternative to like an Excel spreadsheet. Like if you wanted to create all these calculations with an Excel spreadsheet, but you don't think like a person who loves spreadsheets, then you can write down notes in Solver, and I think it's SOULVER, so like soul and then VER.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you can kind of freeform write out equations, and then it's dynamic like a spreadsheet where you can reference other cells, but you don't have cells. You can just reference other rows of things in this notepad. So I think that's the best way to explain it. It's kind of hard to explain unless you look at it, but
it is. But it's a great app, and you can always just get somebody like a gift card, an iTunes gift card or Apple gift card, and you can tell them about that app. Like, hey, if you're looking for a new way to calculate some numbers, I heard about this app called Solver.
It's great. And we should maybe talk about that more in depth sometime. But I think both of us used it for basically we wanted to create like a very simple financial simulation of our businesses and be able to tweak numbers like, if we charge this much for a service, then this would happen. Or if we hired another person and they had this much percentage of their time booked, then this would happen. So you can kind of run scenarios. And people do that with spreadsheets a lot. But for me, I mean, I don't dislike spreadsheets, but it seemed overly complicated for what I needed to do.
Yeah. And this is very visual too, which is great. You see like a text string typed out, like this person's salary equals this much. And then you can change some numbers and it changes everything. So that's a little bonus one for you guys. But hey, I'm excited for this next season, the holiday season coming up. I think there's a lot of great time that we're going to be spending with family and friends and all this stuff. Keep a lookout. We're actually in the new year, we're going to be starting a YouTube channel, and we're going to be putting these episodes online so that you can join us visually, which is always fun because we have so much fun. And a lot of times you don't get to see, like right now, like I'm holding up this leather folio and you don't see that, you don't, but
it looks so good.
In your mind, you can see that. But starting the new year, we'll actually have video, and it'll be fantastic. So keep a lookout, keep listening, subscribe, and happy holidays, everybody. Happy holidays.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you all want to ask us a question, you want to suggest a topic, or you just want to let us know something awesome you discovered that's helping your business, just record a voice memo on your phone and send it to hello@thefridayhabit.com. We'd love to hear from you.
Totally. And as always, until next time, live every day like it's Friday.